Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Actually redoing this video, did it once without audio somehow, so this will not be a surprise, but Chris is on Eureka versus Peter on Oops All Spells, and I'm not going to lie, Eureka is one of the decks that I would be most likely to play if I was really trying to win a tournament, and Oops All Spells is the deck that I would play if I was really trying to be at a tournament while possibly winning, and not spend too much time playing, as this is pretty much first turn wins or bust. The way that I pilot it, we'll see if Peter subscribes to that theory, as he has a Chrome Mox along with a Summoner's Pact for Elvish Spirit Guide. That does indicate this is going to be all in here. 3 Spirit Guides, 2 ESGs, 1 Ape, and a Balustrade Spy thanks to this Chrome Mox. And what does Chris have to say about this? He's got a Tropical Island. Oh, there was a pregame Chancellor of the Annex. I missed that. Caught it the first time around. Chancellor of the Annex going to make Force of Will cost 1 more, but Peter has a Pact of Negation. So he is going to force through his combo with double backup. You got Chancellor of the Annex and Pact of Negation as Peter takes that one down. Blazing fast. For those unfamiliar with the combo, the way that this deck works is Balustrade Spy or Undercity Informer is going to arrive and then mill a player until they reveal a land from their deck. Peter's deck conveniently has no lands, which means the entire thing gets milled, revealing Narcomoebas along the way. Those Narcomoebas are put into the battlefield once their triggers resolve as they are entering the graveyard from the library, so that triggers putting them onto the battlefield. Once those 4 enter, you have the option of Cabal Therapying your opponent to get rid of any potential issues that they might have, and then you Dread Return with the remaining bodies, a Thassa's Oracle, to win the game. So very, very streamlined, straightforward. There are versions of Oops All Spells in other formats that don't have the luxury of such elegant solutions, and they do some pretty crazy stuff. Some of them are using like Sword of the Meek to come back with the Narcomoebas, then sacrificing the Swords of the Meek to bring back I think it's Salvage Titan? There's some type of Titan that you can return from the graveyard by sacking artifacts. Then you also have the Vengevines that have gone into the graveyard prior to your Balustrade Spy. And then on top of it all, you get Creeping Chill. So you basically kill in that format with 4 Creeping Chills plus 4 Vengevines. You got a little bit of leeway in case you happen to have one of those clunkers in your hand, which can happen. And it still can get there. So this has way, way less garbage cards in it. It is, however, its own worst enemy. I would estimate it has a 20 to 30% fumble rate. The way that I have been playing it, generally, it's about 80% first turn wins when it's going well. I guess when it's going well, it's 100% first turn wins. But over the course of a tournament, I would not be surprised to see 80% of the games with a first turn attempted a win. The problem is you do get stuffed by Force of Will, Force of Negation sometimes. You are just casting a creature, which is worth noting. You've got Stifle effects. Stifled, I guess, specifically is Trickbind's too slow. And a Grafdigger's Cage to bring up my next point of graveyard hate. Cards like Grafdigger's Cage, Tormod's Crypt, Surgical Extraction, Fairy Macabre. Fairy Macabre's probably the scariest of the lot, as that can be used pretty much unimpeded. It doesn't get stopped by Pact of Negation or Chancellor of the Annex, and it also can't really be stripped out of hand super effectively, unless you have a build that has more access to Cabal Therapy, which is a possibility. That is definitely one way to build the deck. Just fire off a Cabal Therapy first. We've got a pair of Chrome Moxes here for Peter, and passing the turn, he's established black and blue mana. A Lotus Petal times 2 for Chris. And Tropical Island kind of indicates he may not... Oh, interesting. We got Show and Tell. Let's hope that it's not a Belcher in Peter's hand. That would be devastating. That is something to watch out for in this matchup. Is the transformational sideboard into Belcher can be very difficult for show and tell decks to beat. Once Oops has 3 mana, they essentially get a Belcher that they can then activate in response to whatever it is you're trying to do. So you need like multiple things to win the game. Kind of becomes a game of chicken. Maybe you fire off an Emrakul or Gristlebrand from hand, then get them to respond with the Belcher, then you respond with a Cunning Wish for a instant speed kill. But Peter, thinking for a bit, not putting in anything. We've got an Omniscience on Chris's side and the Cunning Wish, which if Peter doesn't have a disenchant effect, this will get to show Eureka Tell's side of the combo. So again, for those unfamiliar, we've got a Firemind's Foresight off of Cunning Wish, which will allow a Brainstorm Impulse in another Cunning Wish. That allows you to Impulse, find the best in the top 4, Brainstorm, and then Cunning Wish for Release the Ants with a Emrakul very often on top of your library. Often it'll be a Gristlebrand. Now, Agadeem's Awakening, I think, is only 3, and Turntimber Symbiosis, I don't even know the mana cost on that card. Is that 8? I will take a look as this is playing out in Chris's favor. Oh, and he's actually going to go with the Shared Summons kill. Shared Summoning grabs a Gristlebrand and an Emrakul, which team up to do the lethal damage. And we are off to game number 3. I'll check as we skip over the shuffling. Yeah, Turntimber Symbiosis is 7 mana. So Gristlebrand's still going to be a kill with Release the Ants if Chris does manage to get into that situation. Peter bolting himself with the Agadeem's Awakening, Dark Ritual, Simian Spirit Guide. That is a requisite starting hand. He's got the Force of Will to stop it. But Peter has a Pact of Negation, and Chris is out of gas. That is it. Single backup, not enough to stop this menace, as Oops All Spells takes one in blazing fast fashion. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.